People have been asking me, who should I vote for? I can't tell you. You'll have to decide what things matter to you and then figure out which party most closely aligns with your values. FYI, this video is about the West Australian state election, not the soon to be announced federal election. There are 12 parties registered in West Australia and most people can only name about 4. So I went and got 60 seconds from as many parties as I could find and slapped this together for you.
Mike Maddish, the mullet man from Midland. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. How you going?
I'm doing well. Why should I vote for you?
Look, I think you should vote for me because I'm a passionate local.
Yeah.
I've been serving the community for over 10 years. My business is right in the heart of the community. I've the president of the local Chamber of Commerce, the Swan Chamber of Commerce. So I've been advocating for business. I'm a parent and foster carer. I foster 3 children. I have 4 of my own, so that's a total of 7.
Wow.
I'm the chair of the Safer Midland project. I'm on the board for the Midland Alliance to End Homelessness, and I just give a damn about this community.
All right. Well, a lot of people say that Labor and Liberal are 2 cheeks of the same arse. Why should we trust you?
Well, look, I think people are frustrated with politics and politicians, and I'm one of them as well. So, look, I've decided to put my hand up because I was frustrated. The seat of Midland's been a safe seat for like 28 years, and we've had the same member in that time. Because it's a safe seat, we don't get any funding, we don't get any great projects in the area because it's seen as a guaranteed win. So they just ignore it, and they don't need to do anything or improve it or aid great services because they're going to win it anyway. So I really want to shake things up and I really want to change it. Whether you're a Liberal voter or a Labor voter, I don't care. I want your vote because I want to come into Midland and I want to make a difference, and I feel it's been neglected.
Or why should I vote for the Labor Party?
The Labor Party tries to address people's needs throughout the state.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very important that people realise that. It's very important that they back a party that has delivered. They've been there for 8 years and have delivered.
All right. A lot of people say that Labor and Liberal are 2 cheeks of the same bum.
Oh, no.
No?
I don't accept that at all.
Okay.
I don't accept that at all. Labor is Labor. It has its policies. It has its ideas, which is totally different than the Libs.
Okay. I mean, federal Labor did just adopt one of the Liberal Party's housing policies.
There are times when both parties may agree on certain issues, and that was one of them.
And I understand that your son is running for this area?
My son's running for Midland, yes, Stephen Catania.
Did you know that 40% of Australians vote before election day and the other 60% didn't realise there was an election? If you want to vote early and avoid the lines, check out this link. It's also in the description right next to the subscribe button.
Why should I vote for you?
We're a party that's got the guts to say what you're thinking. People out there expect to be electing people that will be their voice. I don't believe the major parties or a lot of the parties around have been the voice of the people because they're too scared to say what needs saying out of worrying that someone's going to hold them, they're going to attack them, because we get called racist, we get called all sorts of things. So basically it's because we have the guts to say the things that will bring about the change that our state and country needs.
You guys are well known for your immigration policy. One of the things that's listed on your website is that you only want to allow immigration from countries that are culturally cohesive. So can you tell me which countries are not culturally cohesive or which countries you think are culturally cohesive?
Well, I think you can have a look. It stems back when that said, you have a look at religion really comes into that, or ideology, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
There's Islamic countries that I believe we're probably talking about. Well, that's my personal view. I don't know you would lock it down into that, but I don't believe that ideology, Islam, it doesn't mix well with our cultures in this Western countries.
Mm-hmm.
It tends to, you see the countries that they've migrated to in large numbers, the culture of that country disappears and the Islamic ideology starts to take over because there is no separation. So yeah, I would say it's the countries that are predominantly fundamentalist Islamic countries.
Hello, I'm Janelle Saul. I'm the Greens candidate for Kalamunda.
Why should I vote for you?
Yeah, I'm the only candidate here from the more major parties that doesn't take corporate donations, so I have no conflicts of interest in terms of representing people, and I have extensive experience in state government, fighting fracking, protecting our native forests, and really making people understand the connection that climate change has on health.
The Greens are well known for their support of Aboriginal culture. How do you feel about the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act, which just saw a farmer up north, Tony Maddox, fined $2,000 and suffer $100,000 in legal fees for building a bridge on his land which interrupted the path of a mythical creature that he doesn't believe in.
Yeah, so it's been handled in quite a divisive way, and it comes from a real lack of understanding. So when you say that I support Aboriginal culture, I recognise that Aboriginal culture exists, and I recognise that my family 8 generations ago came over here by boat, and we took that land, and there was never a war, it was never sovereignty was never ceded, and the correct steps to rectify that situation have not occurred. And unfortunately, he's been a victim of very divisive policy, and we're actually, if we had that education and we actually worked together to overcome those issues, then we wouldn't have those kind of misunderstandings from happening. Unfortunately, we're being played off each other, which is very unfortunate, and that comes from a lack of education. Certainly my education, I knew nothing about Aboriginal culture. Hopefully you did as a younger person, but I'm sure that his generation also, his generation, like mine, I would imagine, he would, be a little bit older than me, but we're not raised to understand Aboriginal culture. So of course he's feeling offended because he hasn't had the, we need more understanding between us. If the understanding was there, I don't think that he would be so offended. In the same way that I respect Christianity and churches, and I respect those places, we should learn to understand that there are areas of cultural significance in Aboriginal culture and find a way to work together for the best outcome for everyone.
When you go to vote, you're going to get 2 pieces of paper. This little one is for the lower house. It's region locked, so you're voting for someone who lives near you. You've got to number every box from 1 to whatever. Mine happens to be 1 to 8. Pick the team that you like the most because you can't waste your vote. The big one is for the upper house. It's not region locked, so you can vote for anyone in West Australia. Most people vote above the line, but if there's an independent that you like, you've got to vote below the line and number at least 1 to 20 for it to count. Again, vote for who you like, not who you think has the best chance of winning, because our voting system is better than America's, and you cannot waste your vote because it just keeps going down the list until it hits a winner.
Why should people vote for an independent?
The Liberals and the Labor will have the big numbers in the upper house. The independents are there to keep the 2 major parties honest.
I understand that the independents are generally opposed to mandates.
My body, my choice is the slogan. Sure, if you want to have a COVID shot or any sort of shot, go for it, but it shouldn't be mandated by the government.
Why should I vote for you?
The big major parties need to be held to account. The Labor Party changed the Electoral Act and it made it very, very difficult for independents to get elected. We have actually made history. We got a group of 5 of us to get a box above the line. Took us 250 individual declarations each, and we had to pay $2,000 nomination each, so $10,000 just to get on the form to allow democracy to be upheld.
And I understand that you're very pro-nuclear.
Pro-nuclear, absolutely. Hate wind turbines. They are going to be the bane of our existence. They are not baseload power. They're not renewable energy. They're made from non-renewable resources. They spin off horrible nasties into our waterways and our food chain. And nuclear is baseload. We've got fabulous uranium here. And yeah, it's the answer. Everybody says it's too expensive, but we subsidise renewables to get them to economies of scale. So by the time we do that with nuclear, it will be cheaper. And as everybody knows, they promised us cheaper energy with renewables. Have we got cheaper energy? No, we have not.
Ian Blaney, I'm the National Party candidate for Forestfield.
Why should I vote for you?
Because I'm an experienced MP. I was an MP for 12 years. I'm a hard worker. I've always kept my mobile number in the phone book so that people can ring me whenever they want to. And I had an open door policy in my office so that if you had a problem, and I was around, I'd see you straight away.
Nice one. So the Nationals on the front page of your website says that you guys have committed $25 million to country racing in order to future-proof it. Now, why, if it can't stand on its own 2 feet, why should we be funding it?
Why should we be funding Metronet if it can't stand on its own 2 feet?
Yeah, good question.
You go right through Western Australia, and even quite small places right out in the outback have a small racing club. It probably can't stand on its own 2 feet. It can't be really up to scratch if it had to. But that's probably one of the main social things that happens in that community every year is the annual race day. And the Nationals care about country people in particular. And we reckon racing's worth a bit of government money because it also generates a fair bit of money for the government, but for the social benefits that you get out of racing, and employs quite a lot of people in the regions as well.
Why should I vote for the Animal Justice Party?
The animals currently don't have a voice in Parliament and they should have representation. We are that voice.
Within your independent office for animal protection, it says that you guys would prosecute those who harm animals. Would your definition of harm include killing? And if so, would we all have to become vegan?
So my personal belief is that it should include harmful animals. However, obviously as a party, we also work within our legal system. Our current legal system allows killing of animals. People do it, it's part of our culture. What we're working for is to get better animal protection laws. We want to see animals treated fairly. We want to see animals' needs prioritised, not just the economic value that their consumption represents, prioritised in Parliament.
Why should I vote for the Libertarian Party?
Libertarian Party has got a good agenda for the 2025 state election. We've got some excellent candidates in Gary and Ryan, and they've got some good policies.
You guys were recently at the gun rally. Why are you guys opposed to the gun reforms?
Okay, as far as the gun rally is concerned, I'm actually the organiser of the gun rally, and as far as firearms are concerned, we've got Labor putting out misinformation and lies and opportunistic behaviours to collect votes, and they're actually penalising a very large law-abiding sector of the community for no good reason.
I will let you know that I am a part of the Libertarian Party, so I have a conflict of interest there. I tried to ask every party an easy question and something more divisive. The Australian Christians chose not to comment, and I couldn't find any shooters, farmers or fishers. The Stop Paedophiles Protect Kitties Party doesn't even have a website, so I can't research them. Sustainable Australia Party is all about reducing corruption, climate change and immigration. And you know what the Legalised Cannabis Party is about.